England, 1640. The halls of power are heavy with tension. King Charles I, father of Charles II, demands obedience. Parliament pushes back, refusing to fund wars and questioning the king's divine authority. Every whispered meeting, every decree carries the threat of violence. Religion divides the nation, loyalty fractures, and ideology becomes sharper than any sword. Charles too grows up in a world where loyalty and power are deadly currencies. He learns that a crown is not just a symbol, it is a target. The seeds of civil war are sown in these corridors of intrigue. Aristocrats whisper, soldiers train, and commoners murmur about justice, tyranny, and the right to govern. The tension is palpable. The monarchy insists on absolute power. Parliament demands accountability. England stands at the brink. Every decision, every protest, every small rebellion threatens to ignite the powder keg. The young Charles, barely a man, watches as the ideals of loyalty, honor, and ambition collide with the harsh reality that kingdoms can crumble overnight. This is the world that will force him to flee, a world where the sword of Cromwell waits in the shadows, and the crown itself is no protection against fate. The stage is set not just for war, but for a survival story that will become legend. The year is 1642. Cannon fire echoes across the countryside, and smoke chokes the morning air. England is at war with itself. Royalists loyal to the crown face off against parliamentarians under the rising star of Oliver Cromwell. Fields once calm are now battlegrounds, villages burned, and the cries of men and horses fill the air. Charles II, stepping into this chaos as heir to the throne, witnesses the brutality of a nation divided. Battles rage at Edge Hill, Marston Moor, and beyond. Each engagement teaching a harsh lesson. Loyalty is fleeting, strategy is survival, and every victory is temporary. Cromwell's new model army moves with precision and discipline, turning ideals into weapons. Every step Charles takes is shadowed by danger. Royalist defeats mount, supplies dwindle, hope flickers against the relentless advance of Cromwell's forces. Yet in these dark moments, the young king hones the skills that will later save him: strategic thinking, observation, and the subtle art of disguise. The Civil War is more than armies clashing. It is a psychological battle. Fear gnaws at men, ambition drives leaders, and every day survived is a triumph against the chaos surrounding them. England is reshaping itself in fire and blood, and Charles's fate hangs by a thread. September 3rd, 1651. The fields near Worcester are silent at dawn, waiting for carnage. Charles II's army, weary and outnumbered, faces Cromwell's disciplined troops. The clash is swift and brutal. Cavalry charges, muskets roar, and within hours, the royalist forces collapse. Victory belongs to Cromwell. Defeat marks the king's life as fugitive. A £1,000 reward is announced for Charles's capture, an astronomical sum that turns every shadow into a potential threat. The young king must flee for his life, navigating a country that now sees him as prey. Every glance from a passerby, every footstep along narrow lanes could be the one that ends him. Survival demands cunning, speed, and nerve. In the aftermath, the monarchy seems broken, almost a ghost. England is under the rule of Parliament and Cromwell, a land transformed by civil war. Yet, for Charles, defeat is only the beginning of another battle, the struggle for personal survival. One man against a nation now aligned against him, forced to navigate danger with nothing but his wits, courage, and disguise. Charles, too, is conspicuous, tall, regal, and unmistakable. To escape detection, he must become invisible. He trades his crown and robes for rags, adopting the guise of a humble manservant. He trains himself in local accents, studies the walks and gestures of ordinary people, and masters the art of disappearing in plain sight. Over 5 grueling weeks, he travels across England, moving from safe house to safe house. Loyal supporters guide him, but danger is constant. Every inn, every tavern, every crossing of the countryside could expose him. The £1,000 reward ensures that strangers are enemies, and trust is a luxury he cannot afford. His journey is a test of endurance, wit, and nerve. Hunger, fatigue, and fear gnaw at him, yet ambition and survival push him forward. He becomes a shadow among the people, a ghost slipping past those who would see him dead. Each successful day strengthens his resolve, teaches him patience, and hones his understanding of human behavior tools that will shape his eventual restoration. Charles's escape is not merely a flight, it is a demonstration of adaptability and cunning, a lesson in how even the most exposed can survive when intelligence and courage outweigh brute force. After weeks of perilous travel, Charles reaches the coast. Moonlight reflects off the churning waters as he boards a small vessel bound for France. The salty wind carries freedom, but also the lingering tension of near discovery. England recedes into mist, leaving behind a kingdom under new rule, a crown temporarily exiled, and a man tested to the limits of endurance. But France offers safety, but it is not triumph. Charles has survived, yes, but the monarchy he serves is diminished, the political landscape forever altered by Cromwell's victories. In exile, he reflects on the cost of ambition, the fragility of power, and the human will required to navigate both danger and diplomacy. This period of flight plants the seeds for a future lesson. A monarch must recognize that authority is not absolute, and that the people, the parliament, and circumstance together can shape the destiny of a nation. Charles II's defeat, flight, and eventual restoration decades later highlight a turning point in English history. The civil wars, Cromwell's rise, and the temporary exile of the monarchy forced the crown to acknowledge limits. Absolute power is no longer unquestioned. Survival depends on compromise, diplomacy, and, eventually, respect for Parliament. The escape across England is more than a personal story. It symbolizes the vulnerability of kings and the rise of new political norms. England is moving toward constitutional monarchy and early democratic principles where rulers are accountable and citizens wield influence. Charles's journey from battlefield defeat to exile demonstrates that even in-laws ambition and adaptability can shape history. The king's survival becomes a legend, inspiring stories of courage, ingenuity, and resilience.